Hello, so I wanted to do a little bit of a knitting challenge today. I don't know how this is gonna go. Honestly, I really need to knit something, and I'm also in this really stressful kind of a mindset or mood or whatever you want to call it. But it's not the kind of stress where I can be productive, because usually when I'm slightly stressed it makes me more productive, whereas at the moment I'm so stressed that I'm a little bit frazzled. And so I try to read. I'm enjoying something that I'm reading at the moment, but like I think I need to do something with my hands, you know, like I need to feel productive in some way, but like not like brain wise. So last year I got a bunch of, not pre-ordered, but like I bulk ordered a bunch of yarn from Wool and the Gang, because I wanted to make everyone in my family a beanie basically, and I wanted to use this pattern called the Beat It beanie. I really like it. It's really easy. It's basically just rib stitch all the way through, so it's very simple. It's very like mindless. It's like a mindless thing, but I've made one for everyone except for my dad. And the thing is, I didn't get any, I realized that I didn't get any yarn for like a roll of yarn for myself to make myself a beanie. But when we went on our camping road trip thing a couple of weeks ago, I panic knitted like the one of the beanies for myself, because I was like, oh, I'll just, because my dad's birthday isn't until later on in the year, so I was like, oh, I'll just use this yarn for myself. And I knitted it because I thought where we were going was going to be really cold, so I like knitted that in like 2 days or something. My wrist started hurting because I was just trying to smash it out basically. But since then I realized that I have leftover like of the charcoal yarn that I used for the previous beanie. Again, I don't know if this is gonna be my beanie or that one is gonna be my beanie. It depends on which one turns out better, because the better looking one I'll probably give to my dad for his birthday, and then I'll keep the one that's not so great. But yeah, so I have a spare. I know this isn't enough for a whole beanie, but the thing is, when I made my sister a beanie, I got the same color, and so I have extra roll of yarn. Is that what they're called? Roll? I don't know. I have extra yarn from her bundle basically, and so I thought I could probably get out another beanie from the two spares. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna try and do. I want to finish this beanie, even though his birthday isn't until August. I want to finish this beanie soon, because there's another project that I want to do, and I'm gonna try and make my very first jumper, and I ordered like the yarn and everything, and I think one of them is like a black. I didn't get it from Wool and the Gang though, so it might be like a different colored black, but like I'm blind, so I can't tell the difference between different different shades of black, I guess. And I just didn't want to accidentally use different yarn, because you know, once I've used them I obviously don't have the tags on them, so I wanted to use up the Wool and the Gang yarn before I started on the jumper, just in case like I get confused and I use the different types of black. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm a bit rambly, but yeah, so I wanted to see if I could finish this beanie in 24 hours. I think that's what I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna try and give myself that bit of a challenge. I did already start, obviously. You can tell that I already started. How much? I don't know how much. Usually I write it down, but recently I came up with an easier method. I have this app, which is a row counter app, and it says that I've already done 5 rows. Okay, so I've done 10 rows. Let me show you my row counter. There you go, 10 rows. So I have to do 28. It's basically, the whole pattern is just 28 rows of like rib stitch, so alternating between knit and purl. It's very, very easy. I made so many of these. So I'm actually almost running out of this ball of yarn. So I've got the other one. I'm just gonna check on the camera if it's actually black or red, because I can't see it in real life. I think that's black. Yeah, that's black. Okay, so I think unless Wool and the Gang is lying, which I'm sure they wouldn't do that. I think this yarn is 100% wool, which means I don't have to do the Russian join thing that I did for the, I think like the first ever thing that I tried to knit. I was trying to join 2 balls of yarn together, and it was like, it wasn't wool, it was acrylic and viscose. And I watched a YouTube video telling me that if it's not wool, you can't join it just by spitting on it. You have to kind of like actually join it, and I tried joining that, but it was pretty hard to do. So hopefully with this one I can just use my spit to join it. I know that you can like tie it up, but I don't like doing that. I don't like the way that looks, especially because this is gonna be a beanie. Like, it's gonna be on my head pretty snug, hopefully, or like on a head pretty snug. So I don't like, I don't want to have any like bumps, you know, and stuff. So okay, that's not bad. I won't pull on it, but what's gonna happen is I'll just let it dry. Hopefully it sticks, and then I'm just gonna keep knitting so that I can quickly like knit it into a loop, because once it's like been knitted in, then like, you know, don't have to worry about it, right? Okay, I've done 14 rows. Do I want to take a break? What time is it? It's 4:12. I might take a little, I might knit a little bit more, just because I want to get to that part that that I've joined, just so I can feel safe that it's, you know, looped in and it won't kind of come off. So I might just do a little bit more. This is I'm glad I did this today, actually, because I just feel like I really needed to do this, just because, I don't know, I find like knitting, like I have I like that, like my hobbies not that you should really think this way about your hobbies, but like I like that my hobbies have 2 different sort of purposes, I guess. Like not purposes, but like outcomes. I don't know what you would call it, but like reading, it's more for when I'm like trying to wind down and kind of like relaxing. But it's relaxing in a way where you're like, if you're like physically tired, I guess, or like when you're trying to kind of get your mind off things. Like I think reading is really good for that, because you're like focused on a story and you're like, you know, you have to sort of like, your mind is sort of occupied by that story, I guess. Whereas I feel like knitting is good for when you're, like I am today, a little bit stressed or like a little bit anxious or something, because when you're anxious, I think it's like it's like adrenaline, you know what I'm talking about? Like it's anxiety is kind of like having like a lot of adrenaline but not being able to kind of use it, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know, mine is anyway. Like when I'm anxious, I feel really like I can't, like I want to do stuff but I don't know what I kind of want to do, or like I don't know what I need to use up my energy on, kind of thing. And that's why like going to the gym is really good for me, because that really helps with like my anxiousness and kind of panic attacks and everything like that. But I think knitting is also good for that as well, because knitting is kind of, it's like mindless, especially once you kind of get the hang of it. You don't have to think very much, because you're just kind of using your hands, but it's not so mindless like watching something where your brain ends up kind of like overthinking about something. Yeah, the thing I also really like about knitting is I can put on audiobooks and like podcasts and stuff, because I like listening to stuff while doing something. I don't really, I mean, sometimes when I'm like having breakfast, having my coffee and everything like that, I do put like a podcast on and I sit there and I listen, kind of like a radio, I guess. But I do like that I can still listen to stuff while I knit, because it makes me feel, I don't know, productive. I don't know, I know, like, I've had this discussion before, but it's like, why do we always feel like we need to be productive like all the time? I don't think we're supposed to feel that way. Why do we feel bad when we're not being productive? Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other discussion. Okay, so I've done 24 rows. I'll show you on the row counter. There you go, 24 rows. So I think I only need to do 4 more rows of the rib stitch before I start doing some decreasing. I've done 28 rows. I'm up to the decreased rows. I think I have to do like 4 decreased rows. I don't know if I have enough yarn, because this is all I have left. So hopefully. I finally finished the beanie. I do still need to wash it first. Alright, so I can't remember how much I said last night, because honestly it was like 10 p.m. and I was delirious by that point. But I think I did a really good job on this beanie. I just tried it on. It does fit. It's a little bit tight, I think. It's a little bit tight on like the where I cast it on, but I think that'll stretch as you wear it. I might wash it first, just to kind of I don't know, block it, I guess. There's still a couple of little things like on the inside that I'm not 100% happy with, but yeah, other than that, I'm really glad that I got, you know, I didn't have to change color, because I really wasn't looking forward to having like a navy piece of yarn up the very top. It was just like, it was just enough. It was really just enough. So I did like the last row, and then and I still had like a little bit to kind of loop it into itself and create the the top, and then I just sort of weaved it into itself, and then I used the tail end of the beanie at the very beginning because I made sure I had enough, and I just that's how I put it together. I think I'm getting really good at weaving it seamlessly. I think this is the best I've done, and I should write down how I do it so that I don't forget for next time. But yeah, I figured out how to do it. I think I'm really happy with this. I don't like having to smash out a beanie in one day because I think it hurts my hands, even though like I know I said I started at 2 p.m. and I finished at 10 p.m. but like I took a break to do a couple of things like around like 3 or something, and then Andrew came home from work, so obviously I took a break, spent some time with him, made dinner, had dinner, and then got on with the knitting again. So I didn't spend like that much time on it, but it's still not something that I like doing, you know. I don't want to sit there, I don't want to marathon knit, basically is what I'm saying, because my left hand already hurts from when I used to write on my laptop a lot, when I used to type on my laptop a lot, and it doesn't help that I also knit with my left hand. So yeah, but overall I'm really happy with this. Still haven't decided whether I want to give this one to my dad or the other one. I'll have to wash it and see how it turns out, and then choose which one is better, because I want to give him obviously the better one, and I'll keep the one that looks more handmade. I hope you enjoyed this little stress relieving knitting challenge that I gave myself today. And yeah, I hope you're having a great day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.